Good afternoon. My name is Austin. I'm a salesman here at Mercedes-Benz of Manchester, and today we're going to be comparing a few of the differences between the brand new 2020 GLC 300 and the 2020 GLE 350. Now, as you can see, both of these vehicles are the beautiful selenite gray metallic color. Underneath the hood, both of these vehicles have the same 2-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine, which makes 255 horsepower and 273 pound-feet of torque. Now, the GLE stands just above the GLC in the Mercedes-Benz SUV lineup, and as you can see, it is quite a bit bigger. The GLE is 7 to 11 inches longer than the GLC, a few inches wider and a few inches taller. Now, first starting with the GLC, I'll do a little walk around. This comes with the aggressive-looking front grille, AMG rims, and even a few AMG accents on the rear of the vehicle. Now, moving around to the side, we'll take a look at the beautiful AMG 5-spoke Y-design rims. Moving back to the door, we'll take a look first at the side view mirror. Both side view mirrors are auto folding, auto dimming, and if you look in the bottom corner there, you'll see a little triangle. That's going to light up red when a vehicle is in your blind spot. The GLC and the GLE have the keyless go package, which allows you to lock and unlock the door by placing your hand on the outside and inside of the door handle. That's going to work for all 4 door handles as well as the trunk. Now, moving around to the rear end of the GLC, underneath this lip here, this vehicle has a fold-out backup camera. It's going to fold out automatically when the vehicle is put in reverse and fold back in when the vehicle is put in drive or park, keeping that camera lens clean. Open up the trunk to show you the cargo space that we have in the back here. You do have extra space down below this door. The rear seats back here are 40-20-40 splitting, so you can fold down just that center seat if you need a pass-through from the cargo area to the cabin of the vehicle. You can also automatically fold down the seats simply by pressing this switch here and this switch here. To close the rear hatch, all you have to do is simply press this button here. Moving around to the passenger side, I'll open up the rear door to show you the beautiful black MB-Tex and leather interior. Now, moving around to the GLE. As you can see, this vehicle also has the AMG rims. It also has the AMG styling package, which includes accents in the front and rear. This vehicle also has the pop-out camera underneath the lip there. And as you can see inside the GLE, that extra exterior dimensions gives you even more space in the interior of the vehicle for more cargo space and more legroom for your passengers. You do still have this door here, however, you have a spare tire for the GLE. Those rear seats are still 40-20-40 splitting, so you can fold down just that center seat if need be. Now, closing the hatch and moving around to the passenger side, I'll open up the rear door to show you the beautiful black MB-Tex interior in this vehicle. Looking up, you can also see this vehicle has the panoramic sunroof. Now, moving inside the GLC, first we'll take a look up. This vehicle also, as you can see, has the panoramic sunroof. Now, looking at the center console, we'll open that up to show you the space that you have inside. You also have 2 USB-C ports in there. Moving forward, you can see we have the brand new touchpad for the GLC. This allows you to control the infotainment system this vehicle has. On the right-hand side, you can see we have a button to turn off the electronic stability control. On the left side, we have a button to turn on and off the automatic start-stop function, and a button to turn on the manual mode for the transmission. Moving up, you can see we have the dynamic select switch. This is going to change to any of the 5 drive modes this vehicle has. As you can see, you have Eco, Comfort, Sport, Sport Plus, and Individual mode. In front of that panel, we have our 2 cup holders in this vehicle. In front of the cup holders, we have a small pad in here. That's your wireless charging pad. So if you have a mobile phone that is wireless charging capable, you can place it right on that pad and wirelessly charge your phone. To the right-hand side of that pad, we have a USB-C port. When connected to your phone, that gives you access to Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Moving up, we have our quick menu buttons. Quickly press any of these buttons to go to the following menus. Just above those, you have your climate control settings. There are 2 zones in this vehicle, one for the driver and one for the front passenger. Moving up, we have the infotainment screen itself. Now, this vehicle has the brand new MBUX infotainment system that comes with a brand new touchscreen for this vehicle. As you can see, it's very responsive. It even allows you to pinch to zoom for your navigation. Now moving over to the steering wheel, we have on the right-hand side another touchpad. This also allows you to control the infotainment screen. And as you can see, this is the 3rd way to control that screen. So you can use that to change all of these settings and information on the infotainment system without taking your hand off the steering wheel. Now moving over to the left side of the steering wheel, as you can see, you have another touchpad here. What that allows you to do is change the information displayed inside the digital gauge cluster for this vehicle. As you can see, you can switch through whole bunch of different information that can be displayed inside of the right gauge, as well as some information that can be displayed in between the 2 gauges. This digital gauge cluster screen is an option for the GLC 300 for the 2020 model year. This vehicle does not come standard with that screen. Now moving over to the door panel, you can see you have a few switches here. Those allow you to change your seat position. You do have 3 different memory mode buttons for 3 different preset seat positions. This vehicle also has a little button right here to turn on your heated seat, which comes standard with the front seats of the 2020 GLC 300. The last thing I want to mention is the absolutely beautiful 64 color ambient lighting in this vehicle. You'll see it shows up underneath the crease in the trim on the door panels. It's going to show up in the creases of the trim inside the center console here. You'll see it in the footwells as well as in the rear seat footwells and trim. Now moving inside the GLE 350. Now you'll see right off the bat there are a whole lot of differences between the interior of the GLE compared to the GLC. One of the biggest differences is that the GLE actually comes with an optional 3rd row seat. Because there is so much extra room inside the GLE, you actually have room for that back there. It is recommended that only children sit in that 3rd row seat. However, you do still have that option. Now moving to the cockpit, you have, first starting here, a center console. This is a little bit bigger than the center console you'll find in the GLC, and you do still have that USB-C port in there. Moving forward, you have the same control panel as the GLC with the touchpad. You have your quick menu buttons on the right-hand side, and you have your parking sensor button on the left side of that touchpad. You have your drive mode or your dynamic select switch in that same place on the top left of the control panel. This GLE has the off-road mode that substitutes for the GLC's Sport Plus mode. Moving forward, you can see the GLE has 2 cup holders. In front of those cup holders, you have your wireless charging pad. That's going to be facing you inside that little compartment. To the right of that wireless charging pad, you have 2 more USB-C ports. When connected to the left USB-C port, that gives you access to Apple CarPlay and Android Auto in this vehicle. Moving up, you can see we have the climate control settings right here. You'll also see just above that climate control setting area, we have the ambient lighting in this vehicle. That's going to show up all along the creases in the trim on the dash, flowing into the door panel. You'll see that in the footwells, as well as right here in the center console. Looking at the infotainment screen, now this vehicle has the same MBUX infotainment system that the GLC has, so you can still use this touch screen. It is very responsive, just like the GLCs. In the GLE, we have a digital gauge cluster that is standard with the vehicle, whereas it is an option for the GLC 300. You can change a whole bunch of different information to be displayed inside of both gauge using the touchpad on the steering wheel here. You can also change the entire layout of this screen, as well as change the information displayed in between the 2 gauges. On the right side of the steering wheel, you have that same touchpad that allows you to control the infotainment system screen. Now moving over to the door panel is going to have those same switches that you can use to change your seat position. You do still have 3 memory modes for 3 different preset seat positions. In this vehicle, we have heated and cooled seats. The cooled seat is a added option that does not come standard with this vehicle. And last, you'll see we have this little button here. What that actually does is allow me to control the front passenger seat with my seat switches here. That allows you to change the position of that seat without having to reach over to the door panel next to you. Thank you so much for watching. Again, my name is Austin. If you have any additional questions, please feel free to contact me directly at 603-669-6788. My extension is 220-211. You can also email me at alunt@driveprime.com.